welcome back to T2T Wrestling. We got the result of Crown Jewels. I have Tim with me. Say what's up.
What's up?
And we actually got to watch this one together, so that was cool.
Yeah, really nice.
And I'm actually blended in with the screen, so yeah, I can't fix it, and I'm not going to. Huh. You just have to deal with it, y'all.
Toya is nothing but a blue screen AI. You heard it here first.
Yep, totally. But and that's Lexie in the background.
And that is Lexie in the background. Yes.
If you heard her, I don't know.
Yeah. She knows nothing about wrestling, but I'm sure you will hear her from time to time.
Nay.
So I didn't watch the what do you call it?
I know everything.
The pre-show.
The pre-show, because it was in the morning, and that's usually when I have to get my kids ready to go to school and stuff like that. But Tim did, so he'll tell you what he saw. Take it away, Tim!
Yeah! I am now taking it. Well, I mean, there was only one match, and that was a tag team. I never actually figured out if it was a tag team championship match or just a tag team match, but it was the Usos versus the Hurt Business. Cedric Alexander and Shelton Benjamin, and it was a pretty good match, actually. Again, it's nice to see the Hurt Business, or, you know, just Alexander and Benjamin back as a tag team, because they are pretty good. And the Usos won standard splash from the top, frog splash by Jimmy, I think. But again, it was for a pre-show match. It was really good.
Yeah, we were...
It could set up a feud there. I could see a feud there because it actually worked. It worked pretty well.
Yeah, we don't
but of course,
know.
a lot of that has to do with what comes up in the main event later tonight. Since they are probably also since the Usos are of course tied to Roman. But yeah, I honestly think that one could have been on the main card. If this had not been in Saudi, it would probably have replaced the Mansoor and Mustafa Ali fight, because they were also just about the same. But yeah, no, it was a really good match. That is worth seeing if you want to see the pre-show.
All right, well, there you have that. Okay, so we're going to the next match, which is the first match of Crown Jewel. We have a very good one. Edge versus Seth Rollins in Hell in a Cell, which I'm kind of surprised they started with that one.
Yeah, but I'm really not, because it was like, I think this was first of all, it was, again, it's still in Saudi Arabia. It's still a I was surprised when it came up, but when I thought about it, not so much actually, because again, it is an attention grabber, but at the same time, it's also, you know, it's a good way to start the show, and it won't, if you put it like right before, for instance, the two main title matches, it doesn't feel like it could be stealing. Edge versus Seth Rollins in a Hell in a Cell could steal all the attention. But putting it first actually to a certain degree makes sense, I feel.
Okay.
Yep. But no, I didn't expect it to be first, but it does make a certain amount of sense. I really like this one.
Yeah, me too. It was a really good match.
Yeah, it wasn't like the most insane Hell in a Cell match we've ever seen. It wasn't Undertaker Mankind 2 or anything. But it felt like a grudge match. It really felt like these two hate each other, like really, really hate each other.
Yeah, it really did.
And are basically in the process of driving each other absolutely insane. I mean, Seth Rollins doing don't know if it's a super kick as such, but a kick to the jaw with his foot wrapped in a metal chain is something at least I haven't seen recently.
Yeah, it's true. It is true. I was just like, at that point I thought maybe Seth Rollins was gonna take it, but
yeah, I mean, we talked about that being an open possibility depending on everything. There was a lot of near falls. There was a lot of good near falls. I think Rollins hit a pedigree.
Yeah.
Edge hit a spear, and I think he got even an execution in
Yeah, he did.
at one point. I watched that one without sound, but I think he got an execution in.
He did. He got one in.
Yeah, I mean, there was a lot of things. Seth kept trying to get a stump without entirely much luck, but yeah, it was a really good, solid grudge match held in a Hell in a Cell, and it was
Edge.
very long. This should have been the main. I mean, every other show, this could very well have been the main event, no problem, and people would have been happy about it.
Yeah, Edge got the stomp and the win.
Yeah, yeah. Edge won following a stump. Was it me, or did that stump look like a tiny bit botched? Didn't it look like more he stumped on Seth? I mean, it just looked to me like he stumped on Seth's shoulder rather than his head. But I mean, it doesn't matter. The camera work was excellent, so you don't really notice.
I don't know. I didn't notice so.
It was a really good match, like really good starting match. I was excited for the show after this. It was almost half an hour, and that half an hour was like non-stop action. There was very little lying around, just catching their breath. I'm amazed Edge can go like this after this many years.
Yeah, right.
To be honest, that is super impressive. I mean, Seth Rollins can also go, but we kind of knew that he's at the top of his game right now, or top of his physical form. But that Edge can still do so, it's amazing. It really is. He really deserves to be in the Hall of Fame. Yeah. I mean, which he is. But
he already is. So.
Yeah, they could put him in again.
Yeah.
Yeah, great match. Edge won.
Nope. Next match.
Which was good.
We got Mustafa Ali versus Mansoor.
Yeah. Which was
standard
a decent match. A standard decent match. We have talked about before that it's not bad to have just undercard matches just to keep the show going. It was a good match. It was a good match. It was a decent match. It wasn't like a 5-star match or even a 4-star match.
It was like
but
a
it was
3-star.
Yeah, it was a good solid match that showed off both of them to a certain degree of positivity. And Mansoor, as we said, obviously got the win in Saudi Arabia.
Yeah, and then some random dude came out. And me and him are like, who the fuck is this guy?
It was a really dramatic opening. He came out with like Saudi dress and with a ninja hood on, and it was like, everyone.
And we're like, what the hell is happening? I don't know who this person is. I'm like, oh, okay. And I guess it's some.
It turns out that it was a Saudi athlete who won the silver medal at one of the Olympic Championship karate championships.
Sure.
When there was karate is apparently now on the Olympic schedule, and he won the under 75 kilo silver medal.
The audience were happy. I was just like, who the fuck is this guy?
It
who
worked.
Is that? I don't even know. Are we supposed to know who this is?
Exactly. It worked so well. I mean, this would have been like, I don't know, Mike Tyson come. Apparently, he is so. It was apparently the first really big, international Olympic medal that Saudi has won in ages and ages, and especially.
I mean,
in
congratulations, I guess, but
yeah, absolutely. So he's like super popular. It would have been like, again, I don't know if you can say anything. It would have been like, you know, if one of the Americans who won that famous match against the Soviets in ice hockey back in 1980 had come out and clobbered, you know, some random heel. But yeah, he came out and kicked Mustafa Ali in the face, and Mansoor, and he celebrated back up the ramp.
Yep.
This was because it was in Saudi Arabia. Had this been anywhere else, this match would not have been on the card. If it had been on the card, it would have been on the pre-show. But it was fine. Again, fine. It was a fine, solid match. It kept action going. Yeah. It helped bring us a little bit down again from the Hell in a Cell match. It was fine. It was a good breather match.
Alright, well, we need to keep going. I got a schedule to keep.
Yes.
We got the Raw Tag Team Champions match. We got AJ Styles with Omos versus RK Bro. And Riddle came out in that camel. There were camels there, guys.
Yeah, in the entire show.
The entire show, there were camels. But
entrance right next to it, there was like a pack of camels standing around.
At first, I thought they were like fake. I was like, "Oh, real?" I'm like, "No, they're real camels." I'm like, "Wow."
It was just standing. Okay, fine.
Okay, cool. Camels.
Riddle apparently decided to write one of them out because why not? Why not?
No, I know. That was cool.
Yeah, that was fine. This was. We talked before about why even this match. And even after watching it, I'm still like, why even this match? But I guess they had to have something for these people.
I guess this is what the Saudis want. I don't know.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, honestly, I barely paid any attention to this match. I knew who won.
No. I saw it, but it was precisely the same match anyone else. I mean, RK Bro won and retained. It was the same exact match that anyone else is having with AJ Styles and Omos right now. AJ starts with someone and goes back and forth. Omos comes in and completely destroys everyone. He gets back out for some reason, and then AJ is destroyed. And then AJ is beaten. Their matches goes like clockwork, just because Omos can't wrestle.
Yeah, he needs more work.
Actually, I say that I'm completely unfair. I don't know if Omos can't wrestle. Omos isn't allowed to wrestle if he can. I don't think he can, but if he can, yeah.
I'm just waiting for the Omos goes against AJ.
Yeah. I thought that might be the reason, because otherwise...
That's what I thought. I was like, what's the point?
I just didn't see why we had this particular matchup again, but we did.
But yeah, they retained, RK Bro retained, so it's like... Yeah, I mean, it's not really much to say. It was a match.
Yeah.
If you've seen them fight before, there's no difference.
You've seen that match before. It felt even more of a breather match than the one before, actually, because the crowd was, of course, super high for Mansoor. And this one, it was fine, but I mean, it was a match. Don't do this again, WWE. We have seen this before. Just end it now.
Really.
But honestly give them. I know we have to go on, but honestly give them Ziggler and Rude. I think RK Bro could be very good with Ziggler and Rude.
Yeah, I think that would work. Or even like, aren't the Street Profits on Raw now? Go through them too.
Maybe them. Yeah, I don't know. We'll figure it out. Anyway, next match.
We got Queen's Court, Zelina Vega versus Doudrop.
I still don't understand why they just don't call it Queen of the Ring. But maybe... I don't know.
I don't know. They call it Queen's Court. I'm just calling it what it is.
Anyway, Zelina Vega versus Doudrop. This match was completely irrelevant. Just because it was so short that it was... I went to get a glass of water and it was over when I came back. I had to watch this match again after the show to actually see it. It took I don't even think, including like entrances, I don't think it took 6 minutes.
Okay. They're in Saudi Arabia. No, they're women.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine.
Fuck the women.
Yeah, that's very true. Fact of the women. Zelina Vega won by
Queen Zelina. All hail Queen Zelina. Which without telling Tim, it sounds better than Queen Doudrop.
This is true, and I'm with that Queen Vega or Queen Zelina Vega.
Now we don't know what they're gonna do with this Queen thing, but I mean, she's the first. I mean, they can't take that away from her.
I don't have a problem with it. I like Zelina Vega as a wrestler. I
don't
have a problem with her.
I mean, I'm thinking maybe, even if they don't do something with her, with, like, the championship, like, either with, like, Raw or SmackDown, she can even have some deal with, like, Carmella, be like, hey, I was supposed to be... Yeah, you know what I'm saying? I think that would be interesting. Because, I mean, they got this frenemy thing going on, so it's like, oh, okay.
Yeah, just like they did with Corbin over the last year. You can use it without like super elevating them.
I mean, and she's definitely the part where she can be like a good queen villain. So
absolutely, she could be an excellent like queen bee villain. Exactly. Again, the only thing is we've seen this before with Zelina, where they push her to the sky and then when she gets there, she drops off and no one sees her again for like 6 months.
Yeah. True.
So I just hope that doesn't happen.
I hope that doesn't happen either. I hope they actually do something with it.
I don't think this was a bad. I don't actually think this was a bad match. It was just so super short.
It was really
short. I literally missed half of it just like going for a glass of water.
It was so short. I think maybe because they had other matches that they wanted to be
Oh,
longer.
absolutely.
Because I mean, the thing was like long. I was like, man, I'm tired. like watching it.
Oh, it was a 4-hour show. Oh, we're definitely going. Again, we know both Selena and Doudrop can have longer matches, so I'm not. Yeah, it's just too bad that it was those two who got the pee break match. But it happened. It was fine. But Selena is queen. Is Queen's crown.
Hell,
Holds
Queen
the Queen's
Selena.
crown now. Yes. Next match,
we got Goldberg versus Bobby Lashley. No holds bars match. And me and Tim were like, wow, Goldberg is lasting really long in this match.
Yeah, it was like over 10 minutes. It's been a while since we've seen Goldberg in a match that long.
Yeah, really has.
There was a lot of break periods where they were like staring each other down, or one of them lying on the ground and the other one posing and so on. They understood how to pace it out, but the action was good. It was probably the best Goldberg match I've seen. Probably since he came back, honestly.
In a while.
Since he came back there a couple of years ago. Probably the best Goldberg match I've seen. Bobby did really good.
I think they both did amazing jobs.
Yeah.
And even like the Hurt Business came out, and we were like, we were wondering like, why are they back together?
Yes.
Like, what happened?
Didn't Bobby Lashley like beat them up and humiliate them and kick them out and fire them just a few months ago?
Right. And I was like, we're just gonna supposed to like just ignore that. Like, okay.
Yeah. Oh no.
Let's pretend that didn't happen. It didn't happen. Like, shh.
There we are. Never happened. But
you didn't see nothing.
And again, as we also say, Goldberg looks damn good for 60.
Oh yeah, definitely.
There's not a lot of other people in the world who is 60 who looks that.
He looks real good for 60. I was like,
I mean, not even we always said that like Vince looked spectacularly cut back when he was 60, 15 years ago, but Goldberg is, man. He's a bit
very good.
He's a good looking dude at
really
this point, or a sharp looking dude at this point. But yeah, this was if this is what Goldberg can do, I wouldn't mind seeing him again.
Yeah. Probably can't do it all the time, but yeah.
No. But it's the same thing I've said with Brock. I don't mind Brock coming in twice a year or 3 times or 4 times a year for a spectacle match, as long as he's not, basically as long as he's not involved with the main title, I'm fine with Brock, and I can say the same with Goldberg.
Yeah, well, Goldberg won.
Goldberg won by several spears. Yeah. Oh, you did say.
I did
well,
say.
then you can tell the audience.
I did tell them. I just told them right now how I was right.
You can tell them how he won.
I don't remember. Spear off. He speared off the ramp, right? Something like that.
Speared off the ramp, yeah.
After he like totally demolished Hurt Business, he speared Bobby Lashley, and there was no holds barred to fall count anywhere. So 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, he got a spear and jackhammer inside the ring and didn't pin him to let Lashley like prolong the pain or something. Lashley tried to repeat up the ramp. Hurt Business came out. Goldberg smashed them and then speared Lashley off the ramp for the pin. I don't even know if he actually pinned him. I never saw if he actually pinned him.
He put his hand on him.
Okay, then he probably pinned him. Officially, I can see on the website that officially he got the pin. So I guess he will. I guess he
then
did.
Then he said, "Don't mess with my family," and I'm like, "See?"
Yeah. Again, we are obviously not talking a 5-star match here, but I was actually entertained by a Goldberg match. So it was good.
But now let's go on to my favorite match of the night.
Without question.
King of the Ring. We got Finn Balor versus Xavier Woods. And man, that was a good match.
Yes, it was. We have been waiting for this. Victoria and I was like, we have been waiting for this match for ages. Yep. Not just because we want to see Xavier Woods versus Finn Balor, which is absolutely a matchup we want to see, but just because we have been waiting for Xavier Woods to get this single match recognition that the other guys from New Day has had.
Exactly.
All three of them has always had the potential to be, in our opinion, to be absolutely perfect single stars, and Woods was always like there was Kofi and Biggie and that other guy, the comic relief.
Right, the hype
It's
man.
always been really sad because I mean, on the mic, Xavier Woods is better than any of them.
No,
And
definitely.
in the ring, is he quite as good as Kofi? I don't know, but it's not a lot he's missing if he isn't.
I think,
Um,
from my opinion, I don't think he's as good as Kofi. I think he's a lot. I mean, I think he's good. I think Kofi's a little
yeah,
bit better because he has like, a little bit more experience, I guess.
yeah,
But
I think the same. But I mean, it's not like
it's
there's
not
a
like it's
gaping
like
chasm between them.
it's not even like I won't even compare them. It's just they're two different
Yeah,
wrestler
yeah.
styles.
Oh yeah. It's not like the same thing. I'm
Yeah,
just saying. It also doesn't matter. We think Xavier Woods is really good. We wanted to see him against Finn Balor when we had the chance because it's just this could be a great match. I think those two would fit together so well, and of course we wanted to see Xavier Woods get the title. Finn Balor doesn't need to be king of the ring. He can go and be champion
yeah. I
tomorrow if
know a
they
lot of
want him
people
to.
were like upset that Finn didn't win. Oh,
Yeah,
there's something
no,
else that
no,
he didn't win. I was just like, okay,
no.
tomorrow, which is Friday. Oh, today I was like Crown Jewel was on Thursday. Friday, he can go challenge Roman Reigns, and nobody would say a word about
Yeah,
it. So it's like
yeah. If Finn
it's
comes
not
back and
gonna
say,
like
yeah, I know.
it's not gonna
Yeah,
like
exactly.
have him lose anything. He ain't losing
No.
nothing out of this.
No, absolutely not. This was just elevate. Woods won, by the way.
Yeah, King
This was this
Xavier. Oh hell.
King Xavier. It was really nice, and I love his entrance right now as the whole leaning into the whole video game thing.
Yeah.
I can see why people saying that. I mean, we all agree having Finn Balor lose as the demon to Roman. If you want to hear me rant about that, I did it for like 15 minutes during our last video. So I'm not going to do it again. But Toyer's right. If Finn Balor shows up on SmackDown tonight and says, "I want to challenge Roman," and Roman says, "Okay," and Finn wins and take the title, no one is going to complain about it. No
No.
one is going to wonder why the hell did this match happen, because it's Finn Balor.
Right. Exactly.
Woods needed the victory a lot more than Finn Balor did. Hell,
Definitely.
they can do a feud now, and everyone would love to see it.
Oh yeah,
Um,
definitely. But yeah, I think
this
I
this is
think Better
kind of
Man
like
won.
yeah, oh, absolutely. But I mean, this is like if anyone is old enough to remember, back in the late '90s or mid '90s, back before he became really big and was just like a mid-carder in WCW, Diamond Dallas Page had a program with Macho Man, with Randy Savage, where Page actually won one of the first matches. He eventually lost the feud, but he won one of the first matches, and it was like, why did Savage lose that one? Because Savage didn't need the victory. DDP needed the victory to establish himself as a credible threat, and once he'd done that, he was Diamond Dallas Page, one of the most popular and, important wrestlers of the late 90s.
True.
Lexie is singing Macho 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 Man in the background. But it's kind of the same thing here. Finn Balor really didn't need that victory, but Xavier Woods really did, and it was a great match. It was match of the evening. The only one who could even get close was, well, it's coming. Even the Hell in a Cell wasn't as good as this. Maybe just because I was really invested in this one. I just thought they did so well
It
together.
really did. It really was a good match, and congratulations to Xavier Woods, who always wanted to be king
Yes.
of the ring, so he finally got
Yep.
that. So
Yep.
kudos on him. But yep.
In case guys you think this is like he just said that before, no. Woods have said this for ages and ages and ages. If you ever watch if you watch his own YouTube channel, this is something he's been commenting on for like years. That's the one he wants to have. He wants to be king of the ring.
And he finally got it. Good for him.
Yeah.
To the next match, we got the
Yeah.
WWE Championship. Drew McIntyre versus Big E.
Big E Langston. Oh, sorry, he's not Big E Langston
Nope, just
anymore,
Big
I guess.
E.
Big E. Yeah. another New Day alumni. Big E needs a new entrance.
Yeah.
Maybe I don't know. It's just because I get why they're not letting him come out to like a full New Day thing. It just feels incredible. The music especially feels incredibly generic. Like it, someone like that needs something more fun, basically. Anyway, this was a good match between two big guys.
Two really big dudes fighting.
I mean, I am a big dude, and I think Big E's thighs are wider than me.
He has some big ass
It's
thighs.
he has really muscular legs.
There was like one move where like Big E was like doing like some submission on Drew, and it just looked weird.
He's doing like a arm and leg submission move, and the problem is Big E is standing up and McIntyre's
And
bent
McIntyre's
over,
like
but
6'5". I
yeah,
think Big E is he's not 6'5", and it's just
I think Big E is 6'2" or something.
something like that. It's just
It's like,
what are you doing? Like,
just like a child doing it on an adult. It was amazing. It was a good match. Again, it wasn't absolutely wasn't match of the evening. Absolutely wasn't a 5-star match. But again, for two big athletic guys, this is how you guys have a match.
Yeah.
This is how you can have a good match.
this is true.
And Big E eventually won with. Was it the big ending he won? I think it was a big ending he won with.
Yeah, he won with the big ending. I mean, he did it once, and then Drew kicked out, and then Drew hit the Claymore, and Big E kicked out. And I think at one point Big E was trying to do the big ending off the ropes, but that didn't turn out too good.
Really I mean, there was a great moment where it's like, why don't more people do that? Where Drew McIntyre tried to do a Claymore and Big E got out of it, literally by, just dropping to the floor.
Yeah.
And Drew just went sailing over him, landed on his ass. It was like, yeah, okay, why not?
Not sure.
Like,
Okay.
that's a pretty good
There's
way to get
a thing.
out of that one. Yeah. I don't know why more people didn't do that. That was really cool.
But yeah, Big E happened, and then Big E still, which is fine because since
long may he reign. Long may he reign. I love Big E. I'm so happy.
It's also fine too that Drew lost. Something else will be a big deal. Plus, he can always, because he is going to SmackDown, he can always challenge Roman.
He can always. I think
whoever won that match.
I mean, I guess it's going to be Roman versus Big E unless something weird happens for Survivor Series.
Yeah.
That's fine. I mean, it's not really a match we've seen, but yeah. I mean, it has to be Drew at this point, right? Is there anyone left otherwise on the roster with any kind of standing to challenge Roman right now?
I don't know. It has to be. I can look. I can't imagine.
I mean, they can put anyone they want in there. I just can't remember. I just can't see anyone who you would think would be what can you call it?
A good fit.
A worthy. Yeah, a good fit. Like, honestly, a worthy challenger. Someone you can even remotely believe in.
Yeah, it's true.
Unless something like... it's never going to happen. But unless someone like Dean Ambrose, John Moxley suddenly came back, surprisingly.
I mean...
never going to happen. I know that.
Maybe Seth Rollins? Maybe?
Possibly Seth, but not right after losing
of course not.
Immediately after losing a Hell in a Cell, right? Rollins is the only other possibility because I don't know if Roman has ever actually beaten Seth in a title match. Don't know if it has ever actually happened.
I don't think so.
I don't think so either. That could be a thing. But again, until then, I think Drew is the only like real like legitimate challenger for right now.
But Big E is still the winner, and we will move on to the next match.
Yes, sir. Oh, yes, ma'am, I guess.
Which is the triple threat match for the SmackDown Women's Championship. We got Sasha Banks, Bianca Belair, and big time Becky Lynch.
The only thing I have to say before we start there, this was in Saudi Arabia, so all the women were in like full bodysuits with t-shirts over it.
Mm-hmm.
This worked on most people. It wasn't really distracting on most people. It looks kind of silly, but I mean, Saudi Arabia, you know how it is. But it
Fuck
looked
the
really
women.
weird on Sasha Banks because Sasha came out in her usual like pimped out whatever it is, fur coat or whatever it is she's wearing, and the usual strutting, and everyone knows Sasha's entrance. Having a baggy t-shirt on just makes that look. It doesn't make it look bad. It looks really weird. This I would have said generally that this was the second best match of the evening, but I think it's like equally third with or equally second with the Hell in a Cell match. This was absolutely amazing, and I loved every second of it. Somehow, when I watched it the second time, I just felt this feels a bit more. This feels more choreographed than an actual fight. Can you follow me at all? Can you follow me at all there? I mean, there was a lot of those where it's like, but all three of them were doing moves at the same time. I mean, that's fair once or twice, but there was just a lot of them. It just,
I mean,
I know
they were doing moves, and we were just like, what are they trying to do?
yeah, exactly. That's what I mean. It felt like I mean, all wrestling matches are to a certain degree. Well, most wrestling matches are to a certain degree choreographed, of course. This just felt more like a
Forced choreograph.
Yeah, more like an exhibition than an actual match, so to speak.
Probably was.
Yeah, of course. I mean, all of them are, but you know what I mean. It was like I didn't. It felt like they were more interested in showing off some of the great ideas they had for spots than to actually like have them occur organically.
I mean, it's the Saudis. Or what do you expect?
Yeah. And again, I know I'm being a bit. I know I'm being a wee bit hypocritical here because one thing I said last week in the prediction. Shut up. I hate you so much. One thing I said last week in the prediction show was that what I really wanted out of this match was one where all three of them were active, where they like worked together for the triple threat instead of. Triple threat can be difficult because it can feel like one of the people are a third wheel or something. This one really was really good. I mean, this one was perfect in that way. All of them were always there. Doesn't mean one of them wasn't kicked out of the ring from time to time, but all of them got their moments. Every time something happened, you can always count on all three of them to be there for a spot. So I know I'm not actually taking like points off of it. I just felt like it some of the spots felt like they were more interested in showing off the spots than actually making it seem like a wrestling match. But again, Saudi Arabia, I'm not gonna complain, and I was engaged and I loved every minute of this match. So
I mean, it was a really good match.
It was a super good match.
I mean, that was what I was like worried about was like, are they gonna work well together? I mean, as far as like, I don't know about the choreography and stuff like that. I guess that's automatic, but I mean, you want it to look authentic, but not look like. Okay, well, they've done this before a couple of times, whatever. But like, yeah, I think they had some good moments. I mean, they had some weird moments that they were trying to do things, and I was like, what the fuck is going on?
Yeah, some of those things were like.
Or some of the moments were like really cool. It's like when they were like.
Oh, Becky's double submission
was pretty cool.
Where she had both Sasha and Bianca in the disarmer. That was really good. Oh, just really fun. There was a lot of good, like I said, there was a lot of good. It felt a bit too rehearsed to me. I think they rehearsed it one too many times, but it's some teeny tiny criticism. I loved this match to bits.
That was
also because we shut up. Why must you be like this? Why must you? Why
would you be like this?
For the audience.
Clearly.
It was also a match where we had no idea who was going to win this. Mostly because none of us could remember who
Who was
of
going
these
to
were
where?
going which
And I
place
think that
after.
had made
Yeah,
matters because we're like, well, is Becky going to Raw? Because I know Charlotte was in the SmackDown, but
yeah. Becky going to Raw. If she isn't going to Raw, then she's probably not going
to
to win.
win, I'm like,
Actually,
she probably won't win
we couldn't remember where anyone was going. That actually really helped. In the end, though, we actually figured out that Becky Lynch was going to Raw. Precisely 2 minutes before she won the match.
Yep.
So
You're like, well,
that's what that
we're
is.
like, well, Seth is going to Raw, and they usually keep couples together. She's probably going to Raw.
Yeah, it's very possible.
Like, and then Becky won by holding on to the ropes.
Yeah, doing a pinfall on Sasha Banks just before Bianca could come in.
It was funny because then you can see Bianca Belair's face. It's just like, okay.
Fine, whatever. Yeah, it was like she literally after the match, Sasha was like doing the fuck. Damn it! How could I have lost? This is the worst thing ever. And Bianca was just sitting there going, Can't even trust Sasha not to get pinned until I can come save her. Okay, fine, whatever.
Cool. It's like, okay, yeah,
your
sure.
fault, not my problem. You don't want to be champ, whatever.
You're like, fine,
really
you
nice.
don't, okay.
Yeah, it was really cool. I'm glad Becky won. I like Becky. If they can finally, maybe from now on, they can move away from the whole botched return and actually do something good with heel Becky. That's what I'm hoping for.
Or at least have a good match. Because I know Bianca Belair, so maybe got some actually between them two, and
we could
have
another match there.
Yeah,
this shouldn't be a problem.
But so Becky won. Congratulations to Becky.
Yeah.
So we'll move on to the next match, which is the main event.
Big time Bix.
Which is the main event. We got the Universal Championship. Lesnar versus Roman Reigns. With Paul Heyman.
My opinion on this match is precisely what I said last time. I didn't care.
Yeah, I don't care.
I don't care. I didn't get it. I watched it because otherwise Toya would have been very angry at me and probably forced me to do it. Had I been on my own, I would have switched off right after the women's title and ended on a high note. I can't care. I can't care about a Roman Reigns versus Brock Lesnar match. Honestly, I can hardly even care about Roman Reigns as champion right now. Not because, again, there's anything wrong with Roman as champion or Roman as heel or Roman in any way. He should just, for the sake of the story and for sake of everything, he should just have lost it several times this year. And I'm getting tired of watching him win in the exact same way with the exact same interference and the story going the exact same. I just don't care. But that being said, this was a pretty good match between him and Brock. They did pretty well, in my opinion.
Yeah, I mean, you all seen them fight before. Same thing.
Yeah, I mean, it's not the first time we've seen this in Saudi Arabia. Remember the one a couple of years ago that ended in a weird sort of wrong ending when Roman speared Brock through the cage and hit the floor first, or didn't hit the floor first, or whatever the heck happened. It kind of felt like this, only without a cage. I kind of like the dynamic they have with Roman as the very serious, and Brock basically just looked like he's having a crap ton of fun being in the ring. I missed seeing Brock having fun. Brock was always at his best when he was having fun in the ring.
True.
Because then he was willing to do somewhat silly things, not bad things, just somewhat silly things. I missed seeing Brock having fun, but I couldn't care about this match. Roman retained.
Obviously, there was the referee got injured. One time the referee got injured and Brock Lesnar picks him up by his pants and then throws him. Or that's gonna really wake him up. And then they're both laying out in the ring, and then Paul Heyman throws the belt. Said, "You know what to do with it." I'm like, who's talking to?
It's like, should I go with Roman? Should I go with Brock? What should I do? Who should I give the championship to? Saying knock out the other. I'll just throw it right between them and walk away. And it was like, that is the most useless ending to what they have been teasing with that for like.
Well,
why?
if you notice, I don't know if you
Why?
noticed or not. Like after, okay,
Yeah,
so
he
the
looked.
Uso came,
Yeah.
kicked Brock, and then Roman hit his spear or whatever, and
Yeah.
pretty much had another referee come and pin him and all that stuff. But then like Paul Heyman's like face was kind of like at the
He seemed
end,
very shocked.
yeah, shocked. Like what? Like that wasn't supposed to happen, kind of face or something like that. So I don't know. I don't know if they're gonna continue on with this shit. I hope not.
I hope not. I think even without Brock, they're probably going to continue with something with Paul Heyman and the rest of them. I'm sure they are.
But I'm fine with
and
that.
That's fine. I don't mind. Just I don't have a problem with that at all. Again, it's just I think it would have worked better if Paul had tried to give it to Brock. Obviously, tried to give it to Brock, but something went wrong, and then he had to play it off like he always meant to give it to Roman or something.
Yeah,
This like
which would have been
of the
better.
road just middle of the road just seemed like okay. So that was worth a month's worth of storylines. Yeah. Anyway, like I said, it was that
a
match,
match, and
I
it's done, and it's over, and
cannot
Roman
bring
Reigns
myself
wins
to care.
because Roman Reigns is tribal chief and blah blah blah, and acknowledge
blah,
him
blah, blah, blah.
and all that other stuff.
Very acknowledged. Yeah. There's nothing else to say.
Nothing really else. But yeah, that's it, guys. That was. What do you think of Crown Jewel from 1 to 10?
I think it was the third or fourth best.
I just said from 1 to 10, not which one did you thought was best.
8.5. 8 to 8.5. I think it was. Apart from like 2 matches, I thought this was almost perfect as it should be.
Okay.
I mean, the Queen's Crown was just it wasn't a bad match, and it was just super slow. It was super short, and of course the main event was. But the rest of it was exactly as it should have been. The right way to build the matches, mostly the right, well, all of them the right winners, really, for both for storyline and for what the crowd wanted and everything. Oh, it was just, it was really, really good. Incredibly solid, and just, it was an incredibly solid show, and the good parts were so good that it lifted up over most of the crowd. It was very good. After the last couple of times I've went, we talked about this. SummerSlam was overall really good, but after the last couple of pay-per-views, I walked away with a feeling of, fuck, how could you mess this up like this?
Yeah.
This time I walked away with this is good. Can't wait to the next one. And that's how it should be.
Yeah, I agree. I totally agree with that sentiment. But thanks so much, guys, for watching. I don't even know how much put this out. I guess on Wednesday, so I'll see you next time, whatever. I don't know. Whatever.
No, there's Survivor Series. There's Survivor Series at the end of November.
I'm looking forward to. I'm hoping all 3 brands get to go. That's what I'm hoping. I want all 3 brands. But we'll see.
I mean, at least for the Survivor Series match, the main Survivor Series match. I
really
for the
want
championship
NXT to be
matches,
there as well. Like the tag teams and stuff like that. I think that would be interesting.
That's fine. But I really do think NXT should be there on the main 5-man match.
Yeah,
I do.
They've done it before the whole COVID thing happened.
So no, absolutely do it again.
I mean, I enjoyed it, but
with a couple of new guys coming up from NXT, we could have a really interesting match there. I mean, Braun Breaker, Tommaso Ciampa. They could bring in Walter. I know he's not champion right now, but it's still Walter. Man, they should give him a better. On the other hand, I just think it's funny that that NXT's UK's like year-and-a-half-long champion is just Walter. But yeah, no, I'm looking forward to Survivor Series. I'm really looking forward to Survivor Series.
All right,
it's going to be awesome.
See you guys next time. Bye.
Bye.